All right, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the second episode of Products of Divorce. Bello, what's up? How's it going? Weekly check-in.
Same old. I'm just working a lot. One of my siblings is in Florida right now visiting me.
I
and
was
my
gonna say,
mom.
do you hear that really weird, offlandish, ghoulish giggling in the background? Do you hear that?
Ghoulish.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Ghoulish?
it's kind of goblin-like.
No,
Oh
I
my
don't hear it.
god, random goblin, please introduce yourself.
Oh God. I'm Jojo. Joe. Yeah.
Oh my god, Jordanna.
I'm going to be sick. No, you can't put me in an introduction situation. What do I do? Hi, I'm the younger sister. Hi.
Exactly, just like that. This is the
Just like
baby of
that.
the family. This is our mom's favorite. Just our mom's though. Bella is dad's favorite.
Yeah, no. For sure.
Jojo is your typical little e-girl. She's the cool one. She's got some blonde black hair situation going on. Her Instagram is chef's kiss.
I was gonna say emo central, but yeah.
Emo central works.
Both will work, yeah. Understandable.
Picture e-girl, gamer girl, and that's exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah,
absolutely. She's as predictable as possible in those categories.
She's textbook.
I'm stereotype. The stereotype.
Yeah. She has the Joker tattooed on her leg.
Yeah.
And then she has a Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo. Yeah. And then she's got some weird squiggle situation going on. She's got a septum piercing, but you know what? She's cool, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sometimes she has her moments.
On occasion. I have my moments, yeah.
If you're watching this podcast, if you're watching the video of it, if you look at JoJo's camera, her headphones and her microphone are glowing. It's painfully distracting.
Oh wait, I can turn that off if you want.
Oh no, it's fine. I quite enjoy it.
I can pick a color.
Okay.
Dog.
Well, anyways, so in this episode, we are going to be talking about everybody's favorite time in life, everyone's favorite 4 years, high school. Yay! Now, all three of us had some wildly different high school experiences. You have Miss Performing Arts School, Miss Catholic Private School, and Miss Dropout. So we're going to have a good old rootin' tootin' time talking about the best 4 years of our lives.
John, please never say that again.
So, Bella, we're going to let you get the ball rolling. We're going to let you start. Why don't you give our listeners a little bit of a rundown of what high school was like for you and what kind of kid you were when you were in high school?
So
starting strong.
To start off, I went to a private Catholic school. I went to middle school with the same kids I had been going to school with since kindergarten. There wasn't much change up in that grade, so I just wanted a fresh start. I had a rough time in middle school, and to be honest, I just wanted to get away from the people I had gone to middle school with. So I went to my dad's alma mater, his high school, and it was, exciting to say the least. It was a big change for me. I had not gone to Catholic school since I was probably in preschool. Okay, so high school for me was very interesting. I went to a private Catholic school. I had gone to public school my whole life besides my preschools. They were Catholic schools. And it was a big change for me. I needed the change because I went to the same school with wait, hold up. I went to elementary school. I went to elementary school and middle school with the same kids that I had been going to school with my whole life. I needed a change. I had a rough time in middle school, and I needed to get out of there. I needed a clean slate. So I went to my dad's alma mater, his little private Catholic school, and like I said, it was a big change. I mean, I went from wearing whatever the heck I wanted to wearing a plaid skirt with a polo and my Sperry's and my little socks. And first of all, I did not know how to wear a private school uniform. Like, I thought we had to follow the rules. Like, I thought it wasn't a choice. So I showed up, skirt down to my knees, socks up to my knees, shirt tucked in. It was embarrassing, to say the least, when I showed up and other girls didn't look like me.
First day of school picture is
It's my favorite.
good.
It's one of my favorite pictures ever.
It's so bad.
Makes-
I also had a really big weight loss throughout my high school journey. That's for another episode, but it was a rough start. It was rough all the way until senior year, okay? But to give a little preface on like how rough freshman year was for me,
I'm already laughing.
2 weeks into school, 2 weeks.
Mhm.
I first of all, this school is in the middle of a city, so like it had to be built up, not out. So there were like 4 floors. And I was in Spanish class. I didn't bring my workbook. Workbook was on the 3rd floor in my locker. I was on the ground floor. So I had to go get said workbook, right? So me and my friend both left our workbooks. We're going to get them. I'm climbing up 3 flights of stairs. She has to go to the 2nd floor. So I get out. I get my workbook. I'm coming back down the stairs. And she comes out from the 2nd floor behind me, right? I turn around, I'm like, what took you so long? Like, you only had to go to the 2nd floor. Like, what happened? She misses a step and, like, stumbles a little bit and then collects herself. And I'm like, oh, ha, 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 don't fall down the stairs. I turn around. And next thing you know, I'm on the ground. Like, I straight up don't know what happened. I blacked out. I was on the stairs and then I was on the ground. Like, me and my friend are laughing hysterically. I try to stand up and straight pain in my foot. Like, it was completely numb, but like when I tried to stand on it, it hurt. So there I am sitting on the floor. I'm like, you have to go get somebody. Like, I don't know. Teacher didn't believe her. Teacher's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean Bella fell down the stairs? Like, didn't believe her. She calls up to me from the ground floor, like, Bella, are you there? I'm like, yeah, I'm here, sitting on the floor. Like, I don't know what you want from me. So then they have to get the nurse. The nurse can't find what stairway I'm in. Like, cannot find me. There's only 3. So the nurse is looking everywhere. They're like, which one? I'm like, the one by like where the buses drop you off. Like, I don't know. I'm like 2 weeks into this new school. I have no idea where I am. So it takes like a good amount of time. The nurse is trying to look for me. One of my classmates walks by me and they're like, Bella, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I was just like sitting on the floor. I don't know. So the nurse shows up and I'm like explaining that to them and they're like, all right, well, do you want to like go down the stairs on your butt? Like, whatever, trying to figure out how to get me downstairs because we had an elevator, but the elevator was fixed, but it hadn't been inspected yet. So we could not use said elevator. So I'm like, yeah, I can like scooch on my butt. Like, I think I'll be fine. And then they're like, no, she can't do that. She can't scooch on her butt. They're like, we need to carry her down the stairs. So they put me in this chair that has like 4 little legs sticking straight out of it for them to carry me down like Medusa or something like
Cleopatra.
Yeah, like that's what I meant to say.
Medusa.
Like Medusa.
Listen, it's late, guys. Anyways, I have to be carried down flights of stairs by these 4 older men, like teachers, like they were old.
I thought they were seniors.
And I had to like lay.
I thought they were seniors.
Senior citizens, like they were senior boys.
Oh my god! All this time I thought it was senior.
I thought they were.
I
like,
literally
older kids.
corrected you last time you tried to tell the story. I corrected you, senior men, like old men.
No, like I believed that they were other students that carried you down.
No,
When you
That's
call
why
them seniors, we think since you're in a
No,
high school
I've
setting.
never called them seniors. You've
You
called them
did.
seniors.
No, on God, this is like a Mandela effect.
We're being gaslit. Like,
we
no,
are
we're being
being
gaslit. I remember it. I remember it.
You
being
said
Guys,
senior
I would
boys.
be. I would have dropped out of high
Yes.
school. Like I would have dropped out. Like that would have been the end for me. I had to sit on the chair with my arms crossed across my chest because they were afraid that if I grabbed on the handles, we'd all lose balance and fall. Then I had to be wheelchaired through the hallway. The nurses first of all, the nurse's office is on the first floor, which is not the ground floor, it's the floor above it. I still had to go down a flight of stairs to get to the office to leave. And I didn't even get to leave until the bell had rung, because that's how long it took Dad to get there. First of all, Dad did not believe me. I got home. Mom didn't want to take me to the hospital. I go to the hospital. They tell me it's not broken. Mom makes an appointment with the orthopedic anyways. Turns out, not only did I break my heel bone, but I sprained my ankle in 6 places. I was in a boot for 6 months. They had to move all my classes to the first floor because I couldn't use the elevator because it was fixed, but it hadn't been inspected yet. And so literally 2 weeks in high school, I had to move my whole schedule to the first floor. They had to rearrange a bunch of classes for me to go to class. The first couple weeks I was in the library. And so everybody just loved me. Like, that was so fun for everybody to have to move their classes for me. But then the elevator got fixed and I was the cool girl with the elevator pass. But that was a rough start. I missed 27 days of my freshman year. I also got the flu, so I was out for a week with that. And I was in a new place with new people, and it was just a really, really good start.
How'd the rest of it go?
You know,
good story. It's the
it
end of
went.
it.
Oh, well, turns out I'm not good at geometry. Almost failed geometry my freshman year. I got a C with a tutor.
Bella said,
you know,
I don't know what shapes. What's a circle?
I don't know.
No, I don't know Pythagorean theorem or whatever that shit is. I don't know any of that. But
yeah,
it was okay. You know what? I didn't hate high school. I didn't love it. We had COVID hit my junior year, and so I missed the second half of that, which is good because I had chemistry, and I don't know how to do chemistry either. But
I
senior
took chemistry
fun.
freshman year. But
Our school does bio first. But
I was in a junior class. I excelled
Okay,
in
Jordanna, you
science.
can have your turn
flex.
to flex when it's your turn to speak. Okay, Goblin?
Good thing she was in a
quiet.
junior class because she didn't make it a junior year. So it's a good thing. They knew you were gonna drop out. I don't even know.
Oh my god! Ow!
You just set yourself up for that one. I don't even know what to tell you.
I'm trying to call Bella stupid, and I'm just saying that. Oh,
I'm not stupid. Listen, I graduated with a 3.4. It was not excellent, but I had a really rough start. And once you start bad, it's hard to climb up from there.
Oh, if anybody knows that, it's me.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell us about your rough start?
So
She's still laughing at my jokes. I know I'm funny.
okay. Also, to end up on Bella's note, she got a superlative. Do you want to share with the class what your superlative
Oh,
was?
right. Because I had a massive weight loss, it's kind of hard not to notice when somebody drops that many sizes. So I got most changed.
Period.
But yeah, I did win the superlative. It was humbling and exciting. And if you would have told me freshman year that I would have won a superlative, I probably would have laughed in your face. Especially that one. Like, I would have been like, me? No.
What changed is that you could walk down the stairs again without falling.
No, I'm scared of stairs now. That is something I'm scared of now. I have to be able to see the stairs. There has to be light on. I have to be able to see my feet. I can't use the Stairmaster. Terrified of the Stairmaster. Escalators are... I prefer not to use
I
those.
did fall down an escalator once and my hair almost got stuck in it. That was traumatizing. But when we said we're going to talk about trauma on this podcast, this is the trauma we mean.
Stair trauma from the stairs.
So my freshman year, I started at one school. And it was the school that, like, traditionally the people in our middle school went to next. It was, like, our towns or our districts, like, high school. I lasted until Thanksgiving break, and we talked about in the last episode how, like, I was, like, in the 8th grade when our mom and dad split, and I mentioned how I had a really bad depressive episode. Yeah, it hit one of its many peaks my freshman year of high school, and my best friend left the school. And so I, in turn, also left the school. And by left, I just wouldn't go to bed. And I would stay up until the bus came. And then I would crash. And then I couldn't be woken up. And by the time my parents noticed I wasn't in school, it was like 1 p.m. And so I convinced them to let me pull out. And so I was homeschooled my freshman year of high school. All the teachers would come to my house and they would sit at our kitchen table and they would teach me from the kitchen table. And I remember
I thought I was difficult having my classes moved. This bitch had the teachers come to our house. Want to talk about one up me?
Yeah. I'm just doing the damn thing. But yeah, I remember my science teacher. She was cool as hell in the school, but they sent me this like really sweet but like gentle old man, very old man, to teach me science. And I don't know how I passed freshman year of high school because I did not know what was going on. There would be one teacher each day of the weeks, like Monday was science, Tuesday was math, Wednesday was history, whatever it was, and then I did the rest of it online. It was like a whole thing, and it was many moons ago, so I don't really remember the details, but it was a interesting experience, and I realized that being isolated and having no one to talk to, I went a little cuckoo. I went a little crazy, and then I went to my mom and I was like, I want to go back to school, but I don't want to go back to that school. So I ended up, there was a school in another town, in the same town that Bella went to high school, actually. And they had a VPA program, a visual performing arts program. And I was big into music, big into acting, big theater kid, whatever. So I went and auditioned for that program and I got in, and I somehow convinced my dad to help me pay to go to that school. Not help me, he did pay for it. I didn't pay for any of it, but he paid for me to go to that school. And so then I transferred my sophomore year and I liked it. I mean, I didn't really have any like super horrible times. I did struggle to find like a nice group of friends for a while, primarily because most friend groups are formed freshman year. And by the time sophomore year rolls around, it's kind of hard to like weasel your way in. And two girls from my original high school transferred with me to this school, and a lot of people at the school knew me, so I didn't really have this whole new girl, who is she vibe. Like a ton of kids already knew who I was. But I eventually ended up finding a group of friends, and then my senior year my group really strengthened. I had a core group of friends. I was in the vocal program and the drama program. And so I was involved in all the extracurriculars. I was in like 6 different clubs. I was in chess club for a while. I was in a key club for a while where I did community service. I was in the newspaper. I was in the drama club. I was in 2 choirs. And it just was a whole thing. But I was very involved in high school. But then my senior year, we had this little incident. And I'm not really going to go into depth about it because I really don't want to. But what ended up happening was there was some situation with one of the teachers. And so my friend group split in half because one side of the friend group was defending the teacher. The other side were the ones going against him. And it really put a fun little wedge into the VPA program. And I obviously empathize with what everybody went through for that, and I am sad that some of those friendships didn't last because of it, but it just, of course, just it was the most theatrical way to leave the school. It was the most like dramatic, over the top, excessive bullshit that I've ever experienced, at least at that point in my life. So, I mean, I graduated, I was ready to go. I was ready to get out of there. It was just a lot of theatrical things that happened. Like, you know, theater kids. Like, it just was a lot, all the time, constantly. Just so much going on at once. And it didn't get any better in college. So, yeah, I feel like my most interesting part of high school was my freshman year, where I just was a shithead and just didn't want to go to school. But unlike, I wasn't...
You did chess? Why did I never know?
My sophomore year, when I transferred to the new school, I just wanted to get in all the clubs, and one of my friends was in the chess club, and so I was like, okay, it was something to do.
Doesn't surprise me because
you were a
she
theater
played
kid and a chess
Quidditch
kid.
in college.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Like, she literally played Quidditch in college. Like, how did chess?
She played
like,
Quidditch. You're a theater kid. You were in the chess club. You were in the newspaper club.
I also participated in all of the poetry competitions.
She made us go to this opera play that lasted 3 hours where she had the tiniest role. Like,
I don't think I ever
we
went to
could have
that.
watched a clip of it. Like, for 3 hours, I had to listen to opera. Like,
I don't think I went to
I
that
did
one.
a lot of shows in high school. I got my first ever like lead though my senior year. I got a supporting role and a lead my senior year.
You can never say we weren't supportive.
You were very
because we
supportive.
showed up to every show.
We do.
Despite the role, despite how big or small the role was, we were there for
We were
3
always
hours
there.
listening
There.
to opera.
They showed up to every showcase. My parents are like, at least my parents came to all my choir shows. Like, I mean, and I didn't have COVID impact me in high school. That impacted me primarily in college, like my entire junior year, beginning of my sophomore year, tail end of my senior year. Like, so I had like, besides my freshman year, I had like a pretty normal high school experience. Besides that teacher that was dismissed my senior year. But yeah, speaking of dropping out my freshman year, why don't we talk about dropping out, period? Let's open the floor to Miss JoJo and allow JoJo to tell us a little bit about her favorite place on earth, which was her high school.
Oh, I loved my high school. So COVID did happen halfway through my sophomore year. So I was in school normally freshman year, and then start of sophomore year it went to online. Around sophomore year though, I stopped wanting to be in school, and
Very
I started
original.
Yeah. I know, right? So I wasn't a bad student. I just wouldn't really go to class. I would either go to the nurse's office or my guidance
smoke
counselor.
cigarettes in the bathroom.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I forgot about that.
Okay,
I
I did get suspended once,
forgot.
but that was not me. Not from that.
Oh
Not
my
from that.
God.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Should have said, I'm
She's
just
like-
a teenage dirtbag baby.
No, okay, so she wasn't smoking cigarettes in the high school bathroom. Somebody
Someone I
else
knew
was.
And she was
And when
there.
JoJo, yeah, and she was there. And when JoJo was asked if she had a certain device on her, she handed it over. No questions asked.
No, they're checking my bag. They're gonna be like, he was like, by the way, he called me in the office. It was a whole thing. I was shivering in my little timbers because I'm so scared of the principal.
Your little e-girl boots.
Literally,
Your Doc
And
Martens
then
were quaking.
He asked for my bag, and I put it on the desk, and he was like, "Is there anything in here that I will not be happy finding?" And I was like, "Maybe." He goes, "Can you pull it out for me?" I go, "Yeah." And I pulled it out, and I watched him open a drawer, and it was filled to the brim with shit ton of them. And he threw it in there, shut the door, and was like, "You get a day off your suspension for being honest." So I was only
Slay.
suspended for that Friday and the weekend. And then I went back to school instead of...
isn't that
completely
illegal?
forgot about that.
Is it illegal to search a student's backpack without, like, I mean, like, somebody
I
was
have no
smoking in the
clue.
bathroom and it wasn't you, but, like, is it illegal to search somebody's backpack
Well,
at school?
I don't
I
think
honestly
so.
don't know. It's not like... I don't know.
Isn't that a legal search and seizure? Like,
I don't know. You were the
I mean,
one who
there-
was a
there was
criminology
a-
major for like 2 months.
There was a school security guard in the room when this was all happening, but I don't know.
he's a security guard.
He's a security guard at
Yeah,
a school, so I don't know any of the legal things of that.
That's like the
But
equivalent to a
that was
mall
my
cop.
sophomore year, though.
That's why JoJo
Yeah.
dropped out.
That's why I
So
dropped
she
out.
could smoke in our bathroom.
In the family
home.
bathroom, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay,
moved
sorry.
from one bathroom to another. No, it's fine. And then I finished sophomore year, technically. And then around junior year, literally 2 months in, I think I just stopped going to classes. Because junior year was around the year that everyone was kind of getting like, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, it was the year that everyone was kind of going back in school. And I still chose to be online because I didn't want to be in the school. Oh, there's a dog. And then, so I chose to do online instead of being in school. And then I stopped showing up online. I stopped showing up online and then decided to just go. Well, it took a lot of convincing from me and then my mom, specifically for my dad, because he didn't want me to drop out. But technically, I dropped out start of senior year. I just stopped going to high school junior year.
Well before that.
I technically was in the school. They were trying all these ways to get me to like still succeed and still pass, and I just wasn't doing it because I mentally was not there, physically was not there, and just was not into it. So
Can we wait before we get to like you dropping out? Can we rewind real quick to summer school gym?
Okay.
Can you just tell us a little bit about summer school gym? And
Are you talking about the situation that happened,
Are
or
we talking
just how I
about
went to it?
you failing gym class?
Okay, starting, I'd say 6th grade, I just wasn't a gym kid. 1, I'm lazy. 2, my school is all sport based, and I always felt judged, so I didn't want to do sports. So, because of all that, it then led to me getting opts out for gym in middle school, having to go to gym in high school, and just not going to the class or wearing things I couldn't do gym in. So they would send me to the nurse's office or send me away, and I just wouldn't go to gym. So I failed gym both my freshman and my sophomore year. Almost my junior if I didn't quit going, because like I didn't feel like walking 2 miles a day and sending it to him during those class hours. But so I went to, I had to walk around a lake by my house, by the school, like every day for a certain amount of time.
Gym is a requirement in high school is so dumb.
No, it was awful. I hated it. It was so hot too.
I was the goat at getting out of doing gym by being.
I was in middle school.
I literally used to pretend I was so into whatever I was doing by not, like, when I wasn't doing it. Like, we would have to run laps outside my school. I never ran once. First of all, I can't run. Like, I just can't. I run on my toes. My doctor told me I couldn't. When my doctor told me I couldn't run and I shouldn't run, oh, that was like those magic words I needed. But I would like literally, as long as I wasn't the last person, my gym teacher like would give me like, would just allow me to like whatever. But I would like walk the whole way, and then as soon as I was passing my gym teacher, I would do that like jog and be like, wow, I'm feeling really good. And I would be like the second to last person every time, like the second to last, like it wasn't last. And then when we were inside and we were playing like badminton or whatever we were doing, I would be so enthusiastic about what I was doing, but like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing ever. Like badminton, I was just standing there like swinging the racket around, and volleyball, I would just stand there and be like, come on team, we can do this, as I wasn't participating at all. Like I finessed my way out of gym.
You were just the little cheerleader. Like gym for me was whack because I had to take when I became a double major and I started taking vocal classes, though the choir class overtook my gym block. So I took gym my sophomore and junior year. I actually got a concussion my sophomore year when I transferred because I got smacked in the face with a volleyball like my second week into gym class, and then I was out with a concussion. But my senior year, all the like theater kids. So imagine a choir in gym class, and it's just all choir kids. We would go, our lunch block was split into like a block where you ate lunch and then a study hall. During that study hall, we would go to gym. So instead of going to study hall, we would take gym class, and we did gym every day. Every day. Everybody else got to do it every other day, but because our class was shorter, we did it every day. And they at one point realized that trying to get a bunch of arts kids to participate in gym class, they realized that was hard. So they just allowed us to do Just Dance. And we would just do Just Dance in the gym for gym class.
I did that in middle school to get out of gym, is that I would do Just Dance, but then
I loved it.
It didn't work. I loved it.
I loved it. We were super into it, and we would like be like, yeah, and it was just a good time. It was a vibe.
So, okay, now going back to like JoJo, she jumped right to dropping out. There were so many pivotal moments in what was of her high school career that we needed to cover. But now, going back, So, did you drop out? Did you ever get a diploma? Like, what did you do
Okay.
after dropping out?
Yeah.
So once I technically dropped out my senior year, I started a GED program within the community college in like that area. So pretty much, I'd say like, I'm pretty sure it was like 3 times a week. I would speak for like an hour and a half, 2 hours with the teacher, and she would just teach me specific subjects and specific knowledge of what I would need to know for these tests. There wasn't like homework or anything. There was just like extra work to like work on it, on like whatever we did. Sometimes there was homework, but it was nothing like I wouldn't have to write essays or do like math problems on a sheet because I already knew I did well in classes. I just wasn't fit for the sit at a class for an hour and a half and do the work because I was in, previously mentioned, I was in 2 junior senior classes my freshman year. I took honors algebra 2 and chemistry my freshman year, and then I moved slightly back down just because it was stressful and I didn't want to do it. So and then I could have moved back up and continued like actually excelling in that. I just, time flies and I just left the school. So I did the GED instead, and then we would focus on subjects. I would take the test. If I passed, I never had to worry about that subject again, and then we do a different one, same way. If I failed the test, I could retake it. I think there was like a limit to how much you can retake. I have no clue if that's right, but I passed all mine on the first time, and then I technically graduated with a high school diploma. I have a high school diploma, all framed and everything, all nice. I have a high school diploma, and I graduated 2 or 3 months prior to my actual year, because while doing all this, I was working.
And didn't
at
you?
Spirit Halloween.
Because of course you were. Because where
Yeah.
else would someone who
Where
looks
else would I
like
work?
you work?
I loved it.
Didn't you also
With the stereotypes, Gianna?
not to
Watch it.
not to flex
Watch your
or
mouth,
anything.
because where else would you work? Little crystal girl working at a bar. Want to talk about stereotypes?
That's not a stereotype.
Exactly. So other people can defy stereotypes. Why does she have to just somebody like yo?
Okay, so I
Like,
defy the stereotype, and JoJo falls right into
But I
it.
don't.
Where is the comparison?
Well, now she's working at a candy store. So talk about stereotypes.
She has a
Emo
key.
girls don't work at candy
She
stores.
has a key.
I do. I have a key to my
And
store.
also to continue
I call it my store.
flexing you, to continue boosting
Flexing me.
you, didn't you also
Mhm.
score like the highest out of your entire group?
So out of all of the ones that were taking in that prior, or like the average grade reached in math and science, I got above average on those ones compared to, I think the lowest one was my history one, and that one was a little like, it was like average, and then this was my history, and it was English, then it was science, and then it was like math was like 50 years above because I like maths.
You know, for somebody who's so smart, she's continuing to not pursue a college degree.
It's crazy to me, and like you don't have
Which
to go
is
to
such
college,
a waste of
but
talent.
You are so smart.
She's too
I
smart
plan-
not to have a degree.
I
Too
might
smart.
I'm working
Could
on
you
maybe
imagine
going back
JoJo
as
being
of
like a
now.
scientist? Like she walks in with her split
With the
hair,
beakers?
her giant makeup, and she's like, "I'm gonna be operating on you today."
That's a doctor?
Sir,
A doctor?
A scientist? What did you just say?
I'm a scientist, but I operate on people. I'm like a black market.
You're like,
Honestly,
can you imagine her as a
on
scientist?
brand, on brand for you to be a black market scientist
Oh
who
my
operates on people.
God.
JoJo's like, you
Yeah,
need to
no,
make
oh
a
my
quick
God.
buck. Give me your liver. I'll take it out. I got you.
No, like
No,
I need to
I
take me
just
clean.
genuinely think that JoJo's too smart not to be in school.
I
And I don't think
agree.
she needs to go to a 4-year school, like a typical 4-year school. Like, I think she could be really great in like a community college first, get her associates. Like, but she has so much talent and like is so smart. And for her to sit and work and not go to school and get a degree, not that you need a degree.
You don't. We're gonna
it.
preface you don't need a degree
Yeah.
to be successful, but JoJo, you have a big old brain in that little noggin of yours.
Little noggin.
And we
I am,
have access to higher education. You should go for it.
Yeah, because I technically I would be a year behind if I started, so I'd be
cares?
starting, which I don't care about, but I'm thinking about maybe doing like 2 classes a week while working.
Well, you're so
And then I
smart
make
that you
it
could probably
second job.
not be a year behind if you really tried.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
mean,
done-
you dropped
I haven't done
out after
anything
not
school
going to
related in
class.
so long.
After not going to classes for like almost a year and a half, you still graduated early. So like,
Like, what does that say about me or the school system?
oh,
Wait, don't. I'm literally
Either
gonna be
it's
a
really
teacher.
easy or not hard enough.
Oh,
You're gonna
my
teach these
God.
babies.
I'm literally gonna be a teacher. Please. Oh my god, guys. No,
I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean it.
no. Okay, I
No
honestly
offense.
just think that you are smarter, and you probably could have taken more challenging classes in high school if you applied yourself. So I think that's why it's such an easy time when it came time to take your GED test,
Yeah.
because you just had that knowledge already there. You just never applied yourself in school.
Because
And I think it's
knew for a
interesting.
fact- Wait, finish. I'm letting you finish.
No, I think it's interesting that you
Oh.
just like didn't. If it came so, like, I feel like it would have come so naturally to you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, but I
Yeah, 'cause
can
I-
empathize with why you wouldn't want to be in school, especially at the school you were at, because I dropped out of that bitch after 3 months. So I get
Only
it.
one of the four, one of the three who went there survived.
Yeah.
Not that we're
Shout
dead,
out
but we
Nico.
just.
Shout out Nico.
I think it's
He's
just
the
so
only one.
interesting that we all have such different high school experiences. And like we all grew up in the same town. We all went to the same middle school. Like we all possibly could have went to the same high school. Could you imagine like us all going to the same high school? Like, first of all, that's disgusting.
terrifying.
I would
No, because
But-
it'd be like one kid to one kid to one to one.
Well, technically,
would've gotten your
Jordanna-
guys' treatment.
Jojo would have gotten there after I graduated. All four
After
of
you
us
had
wouldn't
left.
have been there at the same time, but me and Nico in the same school would have been.
How funny would it have been
Interesting.
if I was born like a little bit prior and it was like senior to freshman? We were all in school together.
That would have been so scary.
That would have been so strange.
That would have been very strange.
when I chose to go to a different school, I had so many kids in my grade tell me, "We'll see you at our public school soon. We'll see you soon. Like, you're gonna drop out. I give it 2 months. Blah blah blah." I made it 4 years, and honestly,
even
I didn't even have
teachers
a
tell
horrible
you?
time. Oh yeah, I had one teacher in middle school who, like, this was my math teacher, and she was like so against the idea of me going to this private school. She told me that she was going to call up this private school and tell them that I wasn't ready for geometry, which isn't a lie. I wasn't ready for geometry, okay?
You still are.
But I took an entry test for this school, and they said I was. And if I didn't miss 27 days of my freshman year, I would have been fine.
You put
Like,
a
B minus
pentagon
fine.
or a set of stairs in front of Bella, and you will have her knees buckling.
She will be
Honestly,
lost.
yeah, if I ever had to take geometry again, I think I would, like, I don't even know. Like, okay, geometry is more than just shapes. It's
It
theories.
is. And what's crazy
And
is I was
I
so
love
good
it.
at
Apply
it.
those?
I love it.
I love
Yeah,
geometry.
that's because Gianna's.
I love
I
geometry.
took pre-calculus and I did really well in math. I like placed into like calc classes, like high level calc classes when I was applying to colleges. Like I was good at math. I just didn't want to do it. So I
See,
did
I was
it.
I'm
good at math.
and I like it.
I was good at math. I wasn't good at geometry. You're either an algebra girl or you're a geometry
I
girl,
was a
and you
pre-calc.
can't be both.
I was pre-calc, which is both.
Gianna, that's algebra.
Pre-calc
is
is
algebra.
no pre-calc is like this is how my high school teacher described it to me. It's like if geometry and algebra got into a car crash and you couldn't tell the difference between the pieces.
Well,
I
I did
did
good
a
in
bit of
algebra too.
pre-calc.
I did good at and pre-calc, and I did good in my. It was like intro to calc. My
You just
senior
don't
year,
like
something like that.
shapes.
I
you're
just
not a
don't
shape
like
girly.
geometry, and I will never like geometry. And if you like geometry, we probably aren't friends.
Bella looks around the world to see shapes, and she's just scared. She's just scared of every shape in existence.
I'm not scared of shapes. I'm scared of theories.
She looks at a set of stairs.
like the
It's
30,
just,
60, 90 rules.
shaking.
No, I am scared of stairs, guys. This is not funny. I really struggle with stairs. Like, if I can't see my feet, I'm not walking down the stairs. There has to be some sort of light.
Because you also fell down the stairs at our house as well.
Okay, so 2 days before I fell down the stairs at school, I was at my dad's house, and I was in my room, and that's, like, the third floor of that house. And at the bottom of the stairs, there's this big, heavy door. The door's, like, this thick. Like, probably, I don't know, inches. 2 inches thick. Was that big? It was big. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
And
big for some people.
I mean, like, it's average.
Anyways, I fell down the stairs. I fell into the door and landed on my face. 2 days later, I fall down the stairs at school. I go to the hospital. I have this, like, big bruise. It looks like I've been, like beaten up in a fight. Like, I had this big bruise on my arm, a broken foot. Also, freshman year. Okay. freshman year, I dyed my hair jet black. Because I had pink hair in 8th grade, and you were not allowed to go to this private Catholic school with colored hair. I tried to dye it brown. It turned orange. I dyed my hair jet black, guys.
Jet black is not Bella's
Want to
color.
talk about a humbling experience? If I could shake freshman year Bella. No, actually, I wouldn't change a thing because, like you said, like it made me funny. It made me who I am. And I've grown a lot from those experiences.
And it made your dad's favorite even more so because you went to his school.
I got the nicest car. I got the nicest school. I go to the nicest college.
Hey, I like my car.
Hey, I went to a nice college.
I have a nice car.
Bella. Well.
It's 2021. It's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, sorry, I was thinking back to the school, and I was like, I took that test. The only reason I didn't go to it was because I didn't like the restrictions of my hair and my clothing.
And it's like, you probably honestly would have thrived there. Gianna probably would have loved the theater department.
I would have. Your theater department,
but you probably
would
have liked it. Yeah, it was small, and that's why I think it was so good. You always won
against us in. There were these awards for like our high school's theater. The high schools in the county's theater programs. Your school almost always beat us.
Slay.
You had a great program.
Okay, well, anyways.
Proud of them.
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, we've all had very different experience in high school, and like Gianna mentioned before, like she went into high school, this second high school where she actually graduated from, whatever, knowing a couple people, and then like having a little bit of a foundation. I went into high school with no foundation whatsoever. The only person I knew was my cousin, and he had his own life going on. I mean, that was not my world. And JoJo's high school, like, was all the kids we went to middle school with. So, like, it was just so interesting to, like, watch Gianna go through high school, and then watch Nico go through high school, and then watch me go through high school, and then watch JoJo not complete high school. It was just very...
We had some sort of a foundation. Jordanna had, like, half a foundation that she took a chisel to and went, no,
I had a perfect...
broke it up.
I had a perfect foundation. I just hated... Like, it's so funny, too, because I didn't drop out because, like, I don't know, I wasn't, like, bullied or anything. I just hated schooling environments. Like, I had bad anxiety, so I just would, like, leave. My school itself wasn't bad. I just hated it. Like, I don't know how to say that differently. I don't know how to say that differently.
And JoJo could have went to any high school she wanted. Like, there were options out there. She did not have to go to this public school.
Well, because
I think because you didn't like school.
Yeah.
I think it's because you didn't like school that you didn't really care where you went.
Yeah. It took me I wanted to do homeschooling since after middle school. Since, like, Gianna did it, I wanted to do homeschooling, but Dad was very against it for a long time. Even me dropping out, he was really against it.
I feel bad.
I don't know what Dad is like,
drop
out!
I feel
yes!
Well, no,
and
but
I feel like a lot of that is also my fault because it didn't work for me. And so Dad was like, well,
you hated it.
She went back. Gianna went back. Like, you're just going to go back.
Yeah, like, every single time it was always
even I
like
was like, nah, JoJo and I are not the same. Because, like, Bella's saying we all had different experiences, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, like, the way I describe us to other people, I'm like, we're the same person in different font. Like, if you wrote out a sentence on Google Docs and copy and paste it 4 times, each font would be completely different. And I feel like, I don't know. I just think it was interesting to, like, reflect back on it now, like, all of us having been out of high school. Like, I've been out of high school for 5 years. Nico's been out for almost 4. Like, we've all been out for, like, a decent amount of time. And I feel like even JoJo, you've been out for what, almost 2? Almost 2 years. Like, it's cool. It's not cool, but, like, it's interesting to reflect back on high school and, like, to remember where we were. Like, I went into high school fresh out of our parents' divorce, fresh out of a new depressive episode that was smacking me in the face, and high school was not easy on me, but college was worse. It's just cool to be able to sit here and, like, laugh about it now, because I remember, like, oh my god, the tears we would all shed. There was just so many tears.
I think I had a rougher time in middle school than I did in high school.
You did have a very
for
rough
sure
time.
like I think in high school I was like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna graduate and go to college. Like there was rough times in high school for sure, but I definitely was more insecure in who I was in middle school, so I struggled more in middle school. Whereas in high school, I was pretty secure as who I was. I was pretty secure in who I was as a person.
Especially when you
So I
got to
definitely
your
had-
senior year. Like, your growth in
Slay.
high school was...
I can't stop saying slay, guys. I'm sorry.
I was
No, like, where did
I
that
was
come
just
from?
insufferable for 4 years, and then I got to college and I got cool when I was like a sophomore, maybe, and I was only cool because of my roommate. Like, I didn't do any of that on my own. I played Quidditch my freshman
Gianna,
year.
stop with the self-deprecating.
I'm cool
shit.
now.
You're still not cool.
Oh.
It's not self-deprecating. You never changed.
No, you always had like. I think that like you said, like we're like all so different. Like Gianna in high school was a theater kid. Jojo was always like on the edgier side, little emo girl, loved her eyeliner and her
I
dark clothes.
still dressed up for school. The one thing I'll give myself is that I wore platforms and like clothing, and like I was dressed up.
I'm so glad
for
you wore
school
clothing
every
to
day.
school because I couldn't imagine what else you would wear.
No, like
I'm just
full-on
happy you
fits.
never wore a
I was fitted
foxtail.
up.
You always were flirting
Oh my God,
on the
no.
line with looking like a kid who would have a foxtail.
That's
you
horrible.
flirted with
But, like,
that line. You didn't
no,
ever
because like
cross it.
I flirted with the line. I flirted with the line in high school because I didn't have the style in my brain. I feel like now can quote unquote flirt with the line, but it's like it's not even flirting because it's a strict
It's
line.
a boundary.
Like, it's a boundary. It's a wall. Like it's not moving.
Anyways, I didn't fit into a group in high school. I didn't have like a specific interest. I didn't have my little group of people. I was just me. And like now, like if you look at all the siblings, like Gianna's a theater kid, always will be. JoJo's our little emo girl. I'm like the big
I'll take
sports
it.
fan.
You're a prep.
You're a
Say
prep.
it how it is.
Yeah, you're a
you
prep.
are a prep.
You're a prep.
You're a prep. Bella, you joined a goddamn
Like, if we're doing-
sorority.
If we're doing like cliques, if we're doing like stereotypical high school cliques, Gianna's a theater kid.
I was not a prep in no.
You would be.
you
In
went
high-
to
you wouldn't-
Catholic
okay.
School.
No.
In
You
my
weren't in
school.
that- in that school you weren't, but like personality wise, you were prep without like the
our
clique
clique
to match it.
groups: theater kid, emo kid, prep kid, stoner.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
You know
But
what?
like I
we are
wasn't
like the Scooby.
She's a
in
problem
high
when I
school.
say
We're
it, but not when
Scooby-Doo.
you.
because no, but that's because
No,
Jody,
we're
you
not.
were saying
We're
like
the
I was
sibling.
preppy in my school. I
Oh,
wasn't.
no.
preppy
No, I
in
was
my
saying like you
school.
fit into that. You fit into that clique.
Not really.
I don't
Not
know.
anymore. That's for sure.
High school was what it was. It really just.
It's in the past.
It's in the
Where it
past,
should be.
and let that bitch stay there because I have no interest in reliving it anytime soon. Like Bella said, I probably wouldn't change anything about my high school experience except for maybe the way I dressed my sophomore year because that was really embarrassing. I had black hair and I wore blonde extensions. It was just a really rough time. I wore like these Amish looking button up dresses with these heeled boots from Macy's. Like, it was just bad. It was bad. And then my senior year was even worse. Like, I just progressively got worse in high school. I used to wear these contacts to make my eyes look bigger. It was just, I was blonde. Bad time.
That's true.
But in conclusion of my experience, I'm happy it's over. What about you guys?
I don't know if I'd change that much. I think the only thing that I would change, and that like still kind of, I mean, like when I dropped out, it's not like I lost connection with people. I still like interacted with people in the school and like would do things.
Mhm.
Like I went to the prom. I had my friend brought me to the prom, so I could have a prom experience because I never got one. My senior prom, how about that? And I guess it would just be the fact that it like because I left at like a I guess like a last moment time because I left like junior senior year, it like limited the amount because like then I started working and then I work with older people. I don't work with people my age, so it just like kind of smalled. It minimized the amount of shrunk. Minimized
I liked
works
minimized.
too.
I like minimized.
It minimized the I guess like the amount of people that were like my age I actually interacted with and talked with, and it just I guess made that hard even now, like just talking to people my own age and working with that out. because I never really did much. Even in high school, I was not like, I didn't talk to many people. I wasn't like, everyone knew me, but I didn't really talk to people. So as soon as I dropped out, I lost that entirely. But that's the only thing I guess I regret from dropping out. But other than that, I don't regret a thing. It was so much easier, and was probably like my favorite thing was online school and stuff like that. So I stick by my decision.
Good for you, girl.
I don't regret anything either. Like, I never looked at the kids who went to the public school that I would have went to and like been like, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I was hanging out with them. Like, I wish I was still hanging out with the same people I've been hanging out with for the past 8 years. Like, I never felt any of that. I didn't, like, when I was struggling, like, at my new school, like, I never once wanted to be back at the other school. Like, it was never an option for me. It was never something that I even considered. I had some really rough times in high school. But like I said, I wouldn't change them because they shaped me and they made me who I am. And I think that it's like I don't know, it just literally changed me and shaped me. Like, there's nothing I would change because maybe I'll be a different person today. Like, the school that I'm at now, my college, like, I would have never went there probably if I went to my public high school, because the only reason I found out about this school is because my school had good connections with it. But who knows, maybe I would have, because some girl went to my public high school that I went to middle school with came to my school with me. So she didn't come with me, but like, she was also at the same, like, she also chose the same college. So who knows, maybe I would have, but
absolutely I
would have never changed anything.
But on that note, anybody got any final thoughts, any final little itches they want to get out? Itches.
Gianna, you need to stop saying these weird
rootin' tootin' itches.
Where are you coming up with these like weird quote things?
I don't know, bro. They just happen. They just.
She's playing a character, just so you all know. She's not real. She's not real.
I make believe. Oh. Okay. Well.
What?
I don't know.
I have nothing.
Anyways, thank you for coming on, JoJo.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. You'll
joining
probably be
us.
back on at some point, hopefully with Nico.
Oh, that'll
Hopefully we
be
can
fun.
get us all on. Maybe
all
one day with
4 of
Cole,
us.
too.
All 4 of us.
Oh my god, it'd be awful. But
It's
it was
gonna
so
be a
good.
cluster F. People probably think
Well,
I'm
at least
so
we can
mean
blur it
because
out.
I like bully you guys, but like I do it out of love.
Anyways,
Because
If
if
I
I'm not
needed to,
gonna
I could go in
no,
the room.
because if
If
I'm
I
not
wanted
gonna
to, I'll
humble
come in
you
the
guys,
room.
if I'm not gonna humble you guys, the world's gonna humble you even more. And I feel like we all just humbled
I think
each other enough.
you need to be humbled.
I've been
you need
plenty
to-
humbled. Okay, JoJo, want to talk about
Yeah, true. Yeah,
me
true.
being humbled? I've been plenty humbled. I just am funnier because of it. And Ho's mad, so whatever.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Products of Divorce. As per usual, make sure you follow us on all of our socials at Products of Pod. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us anywhere. We appreciate all the support we've been shown so far. And thank you again, JoJo, for hopping on and joining us.
Did take me like 20 years to set it up.
Yeah,
but
we
it's okay.
do love that.
It worked
But,
out in the end.
We'll see you guys next week with our next episode, and we hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening. Thank you, and goodbye.
Yay.